The Australian Institute of Petroleum says the national average for a litre of unleaded fell 4.4 cents last week to just under $1.74. That is a 5.5-month low and is just cents away from a 2-year low. It's taken some weeks for the recent tumble in world oil prices to flow through as fears of a global economic slowdown triggered by US import tariff uncertainty, along with increased supply, weighed on Brent crude. However, oil prices bounced back a little at the weekend to be nearly 2% higher than where it was this time Friday. And the Australian share market opened stronger, and while it lost some of those gains throughout the day, still managed to finish in the black only just. And that's as investors waited for details of a US-China trade agreement, which came after the markets closed.
The market seems to be in this bit of by the expectation, sell the fact. So I think when we do get concrete details on trade deals, if they are made, that you might start to see the market soften against that. And I think we've seen today with just on the local market, like, Clarity Pharmaceuticals was down about 8%. So we've seen Trump make some posts over the weekend about prescription drugs.
Those posts were on his Truth Social website, where he vowed to reduce the cost of prescription pharmaceuticals almost immediately by 30 to 80%, with a new policy which will see the US match the lowest price of any country anywhere in the world. It's not yet clear exactly how this will be achieved, but was enough to send ripples through Australian pharma stocks. In fact, Neuren, Clarity and Telix Pharmaceuticals were the three biggest losers by percentage change on the ASX 200 today. Elsewhere, iron ore producers rose, tracking a lift in the commodity price. BHP the most after a copper find in Argentina. The energy sector did well. Miner South 32 also climbed. Its CEO, Graham Kerr, is leaving after a decade in the role. He'll be replaced by Anglo-American executive Matthew Daly next year. In currencies, the Australian dollar climbed against the greenback to be buying a little over 64 US cents. It's also strengthened against most of the other currencies except the New Zealand dollar. Despite an extremely volatile month on global markets, Australian superannuation funds managed to record a positive result. Research House Super Rating says the median balance option saw a 0.6% return in April. That's almost 8% over the year, which is more than the 7-year average.
I think our message to super fund members is to probably embrace the uncertain, that over the long term, even since 1992, returns are doing what they're supposed to. So it's about how you engage with your super fund and understand what investment strategy you should be in, and then trying to block out this short-term noise, which is pretty loud at times.
Super Ratings expects volatility to be ongoing, but says funds are adapting to the new market environment. And are we about to embark on a new supermarket price war? Woolworths is reducing the base price of almost 400 products by around 10% at least until the end of the year, many of them for its home brands. In response, Aldi told SBS News it constantly reviews its prices to keep its price promise, while Coles said it already reduced more than 680 products but didn't tell us when it lowered those prices. Some experts say supermarket operators are more likely to match prices rather than beat them.
I think price wars just aren't sustainable, certainly not in an environment where retailers are doing it tough with increasing costs of supply, costs of goods being sold, increasing costs of fuel and transportation, logistics costs. We aren't where we were back in 2001, where we started to see milk go down to $2 for 2 litres. I think this will be more stable and selective pricing.
It comes as sales growth at Woolies lags that of Coles and follows a period of intense industry scrutiny after a year-long investigation from the ACCC, Janice, which of course found no evidence of price gouging.